Hey guys, welcome back to another episode, and we are going to show you the progress that we have made so far. We've come a long way. We haven't filmed everything while we were doing it, but we've gotten more done in that time frame so we can show you all the cool things going into this Ultimate Country Thunder machine. So, to start off, we have put in the outdoor sound system, which is a pretty big deal in and of itself. That was provided to us by MTX, shout out to them. It now has 4 outdoor mud ATV speakers, and they are pretty much the loudest thing on an RV, period. From there, we've gone ahead and discreetly integrated a marine subwoofer in a vented box, which means we had to go in there, take the measurements, and cut out a hole for the vent, install the subwoofer box, mount it in such a way that it wouldn't fall off while driving on the road, and then still have enough space to put in all the water tanks underneath the bus. So this was a big project in and of itself. We've gotten some of the wrapping done in all of the places in which we needed to have done to mount other things to it. I am not a professional vehicle wrapper. This is just what you do when you've learned on it on YouTube for about 15, 20 minutes. Is it perfect? By no means, but it saved me $18,000, so I'm pretty happy about it. So being my first time actually wrapping anything, I've made a ton of mistakes, and I am not too ashamed to show them. As an example, in this general area, this is a complete learning curve. I didn't know what I was doing. So I have little ripples underneath it, little cuts, things of that nature that once you've been fighting it for over an hour, you kind of just say, I'll live with it, it's fine. And that goes throughout the entire bus. For example, welding, not my forte. It's the second time I touched a welder, which means I overheated some of the metal, meaning it warped. It is what it is. I'm not too offended by it. I built it myself. I learned my mistakes, and in the future, I know how to do it right. But that also means that I've got a weird bubble in my metal. Nothing I can do about that. I'll put a TV over it and no one's gonna notice anyway, so I'm not super worried about that either. But knowing that I made those mistakes makes this so much more worthwhile because now I've picked up a skill that I can develop. And if I ever wanna do something like this again or anything related to it, I now have the understanding of how these processes work and I can try again and do it better next time. So my mistakes are some of my proudest features of this bus. So the front of the bus are where things start to get a little ugly. Again, first time wrapping something, I know that if I hired someone, they would do a way better job than I could have. But the imperfections are there, and until I decide that I can't live with them anymore, they will stay. But that doesn't change the fact that I did add 2 light bars to the front of the bus so that I have some extra night light. If I'm driving alone in the boonies and it's dark, I'll have some extra light because these vans are notorious for having terrible headlights. So these will get upgraded at some point here soon, but in the meantime, I've added some more cool party lights to kind of keep everything going with the motif that we have so far for the Ultimate Country Thunder machine. So we've done a lot of work on the outside, not all of it perfect, but it's work that needed to be done. But we've also done a lot of stuff on the inside, so follow me and we'll show you what's left. It's still clearly a work zone in here, but we've done a lot of different details. For example, on that front wall, we have a lot of the connections that control the systems on this bus installed. So we'll have a thermostat for the AC system, we'll have a controller thermostat for the heater of this bus, and then we'll also have all the controls for the water tanks, including how to measure the levels on them, as well as the heating pads so they prevent freezing. So that wall has now become a vital wall. We've changed a couple of the details. Originally, they were going to be sat on the power box we built. However, I realized the inconvenience of having to bend down to change all of those things, so we put them somewhere that would be at eye level and easier to reach for anyone using the bus. On this side of the bus, we've actually gone ahead and installed our mounts to put our 42-inch television. We're gonna be running an extension cord that we're gonna cut properly and hook up to a power outlet, then sheath it so nothing in the vibration kind of cuts through it. So we'll have power to that at this point. We've also stripped this off again from the top so we can go ahead and install the outdoor lights, which is something we've been working on the other side of the bus as well. Next, we have the benches. They were actually built by Jessica by herself, for the most part, with a little bit of help from her father. She did a fantastic job on these things. They went out, made some nice trims, painted everything white, and for her first time doing woodworking, just fantastic. They look great. She also built a platform for the feet to sit on, and we elevated everything a little bit higher so we could fit one very cool feature here, which is Remington's doghouse. She now has a little place to hang out while the bus is moving and feel safe and sound. On the other side, we went ahead and built in some storage. That's going to be good to put away blankets or other things that we'll use, and underneath that is going to go the bus heater. So we always have access to it if it ever breaks down or if I need to refuel it, because that will have the fuel tank on the inside as well. Other things that we got done so far is we've actually made a whole and semi-dry mounted our stove. So we now have a propane stove, which is kind of sitting there idly right now. That'll be good and useful for all of our cooking. We've gone ahead and installed our IKEA sink, as well as our new faucet, and we're starting to mount our backsplash, which I think looks pretty cool. From there, we actually mounted our upper cabinet. We would have put in more, however, IKEA has been back ordered on these for weeks now, so getting a hold of these has been a little bit difficult. But it's going to provide a lot of needed storage to kind of keep everything put away while we're traveling and adventuring throughout the US. We've gone ahead and pretty much finished the shower at this point. It still has a couple of details, minor things like a little bit of caulking, as well as cleaning it up, but overall, the concept is now there. We went ahead and used an accordion style door, super lightweight, easy to cut and easy to mount, and it now slides open to show our internally lit shower. It has plenty of shelves inside for anything you may need, your toiletries and whatnot, and we have a removable shower head here that you can switch on and off. So it still looks like a tool shed back here. That's because I'm still actively working on it. However, I did manage to do a couple of things while I brought down the cover panel. I have little creature comforts that I want to do. I'd like to at least pretend that I'm going to lay in this bed and read sometimes. So I went ahead and ordered some really nice map lights or reading lights, whatever you want to call them. Click it once, you get a nice blue glow just to make like a little ambient lighting. Long hold it, and it turns into a nice, strong, bright white light that you can adjust and aim at things. But because I'm not selfish, I did 2 of them. So if you have a partner in bed, great. You can each sit there and have nice little ambient mood lighting. From there, I went ahead and right next to it, attached 2 high-power USB 3.0 outlets, so you can charge all of your devices while you sleep, or while you're sitting there reading, not enjoying the outdoors like you should be. Some of our cute little touches include this, fucking A, and we're going to pair them with these IKEA feshkas. Mother of, holy shiitake mushrooms. So, we're back. I'm pretty sure I'd kill most real plants in here on accident, whether driving or not watering them. Even these fake succulents will look just fine, but they're gonna be scattered throughout the bus, kind of giving us extra storage and looking completely adorable. We've got a lot of things done so far, but now it's coming down to the details, since most of the major systems are in place. Hopefully by the next time I talk to you guys, I will have the sewer lines hooked up to the water tank, and I'll have the actual stove hooked up to propane tanks. I'm hoping that most of these details are finished by the next time I give you an update, and you guys can actually see the final result. So we have a couple of things left to do. Upholstery's been sent out to an upholsterer. We have a table that we're still making that will hopefully telescope up and down to convert from a table to a bed for extra sleeping area. We'll have all this put back together. The walls will be cleaned up, and we'll have a mattress here for sleeping finally. All the wires that you see exposed will be hidden away, And just the final finishing touches, like mounting little shelves that I showed you, will be on the bus. We hope to have everything finished by the 1st of November, at least ready to get pulled out of the shop and do some trial runs. So we've got a couple of things left to do, but she's really coming together nicely now. So until then, I will see you guys next time. Bandito out.